Mood Swing the podcast. You know it's popping like a loud blast. Mood Swing the podcast. You know it's popping like a loud blast. Yeah. Who's ranking radio? We be on this and that, talking about this and that. Waking up just to get to a bag. We live in Seattle. Y'all know where we'll be at. I'm trying to change the color of your mood ring. This a mood swing. This a mood thing. Y'all know how we do things. Mood Swing the podcast. And we pop like a loud blast.
What's happening? What's happening, y'all? This Mood Swing the podcast. Swing one in the building. Swing Vision. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah. Keep coming. Keep going. I see. Man, we got a special guest for y'all this evening, all the way from the Lumen Field. My man, my guy. Hey, y'all put your hands together right now. No further ado, just start clapping. Even if you're clapping on the inside, put your hands together for my man, C. Davis, y'all. Hello, sir. How you doing?
What up, Swing? I'm good in yourself, brother.
Oh, man, I'm trying to get it like you get it.
Man, that was a long-ass introduction, man. I almost started to go to the club.
Hey, I had to do it to you because I knew you was laying in the bed, see? Light-skinned niggas always want to lay down and work.
Oh, man.
How you been, man? It's good to have you, man.
Man, I'm good in yourself, family. How about you?
Man, I'm blessed, man. It's an honor to have you, man. Before I start, man, I got to shout out them Seahawks because we 3-0. You feel me?
Come on, baby. 3-0.
We 3-0. You feel me? I got on my shit.
Yeah. Over there sweating to death in that shit, but I see.
Oh, yeah. Let me take this shit off. I was just trying to get it's hot in the mind. So, yeah, man, I see you doing your thing, man. I had to get you. I think you my first food vendor on here, man. You're making history right now.
Oh, man, I'm doing it. I'm trying.
And if y'all don't know, this is Charles Davis, C. Davis, Texas BBQ. You feel me? Hey. And me personally, I've been trying to get the recipe for that brisket for a while. And when I asked him back in the day, he told me if I tell him, he's going to have to kill me. So if I come up missing, I got that recipe. So, man, what inspires you to start getting on this grill, man?
Man, you know, it's funny. Actually, it started out as a dare and the joke, man. I think it was 2010 or 2011. Me and my homeboy, we were watching Pitmasters.
Okay.
And we got to start talking about food and stuff. And I told him how I grew up poor and then how my great grandmother used to teach me how to cook. She was bedridden, so she had a hot plate. And we used to have to bring her ingredients and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we had an old barrel in the backyard where she would smoke the meats and get in her wheelchair, take us back there and show us how to do it, man. So my boy bet me $1,000 that if I was to open up a business that I one, I wouldn't be successful. Two, I wouldn't sell out because Seattle's a different market. And I'll never forget the first day I opened out. I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest with you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I sold out, but I was basically just giving shit away, man, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Hey, a win's a win.
Yeah, I mean, I knew what I was doing as far as cooking, but as far as pricing out the meat and stuff like that, man,
Right.
Here, just give me $20, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, some days I go home, I'll break even, and then, you know, I met, you know, people like your son's mom, Erin. You know, she kind of put me on and introduced me to some people, and you know, shout them out here and there, but.
Right.
I kind of perfected what I was doing. Then I started learning. Man, how to price that stuff out. Because what happened was, I started meeting people, and I had no idea who these people were. People like Bill Gates, Paul Allen, and then I'll never forget the first day I met KJ Wright was at the Bite of Seattle. This was in 2016 or 17.
Okay.
And he was like, man, this is real good. He said, I've been looking for a good barbecue spot up here. And I was like, man, I said, why don't you put me on with the Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
And so a month goes by, I didn't hear nothing. I got his number, I didn't hear from him. And then I see him, at Seafair. And I was like, man, I thought you was going to put me on. He said, see, I got you, man. Just calm down, right? And I remember about a month and a half later, I want to say it was around November, I get a call and on my phone, it said Seattle Seahawks. I answered the phone. I was like, man, who the fuck is this playing on my phone, man? And the dude, Stu, the guy that works in the kitchen, he was like, yeah, this is Stu, man, over at the Seahawks. And my guy KJ asked me to reach out to you to bring us a sample to see if we can work with you, man. And then the rest is history, man.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So okay. So you said it's called C. Davis Texas Barbecue.
Yes, sir.
What part of Texas?
So, man, what I did was there's 4 different styles of barbecue in Texas, right? And there's 4 corners. So I just decided to add a little bit of all of them together and then get my sauce from like a North Carolina Gold. And that added that flavor and that twist to it because nobody was up here doing it. Nobody's still doing it up here, you know? People only stick to one style, but I mix like, different styles together, man, to get what I need, and that's
say that.
Yeah, it's a winner, brother.
It's fire. I ain't gonna lie. It's bomb. And
Appreciate
it's a lot of barbecue spots, but once you get one that's good, you gonna keep rocking with it. And so how'd you end up in Seattle?
Man, I came up in Seattle in 1989. So I played baseball in Tampa, and I grew up really poor, first of all, so I would go play sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I got involved in baseball at a young age, and I was probably one of the top 5 talk about recruits coming out of Tampa. And I came up here and tried to walk on with the Mariners, man, and then had a fucked up attitude. I'll never forget. It was in Bellingham, Washington. And I just thought I was a shit, talking shit, and then went up to the tryout. Man, that coach told me to get his ass out of there. So, being young and dumb and being poor and coming from that and coming up here to experience this type of lifestyle, and you just think you're the shit and you don't know how to respond to things. You know what I mean? You think I would be more humble, but I think my childhood had a lot to do with with the way I was thinking at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Say that, man. You should have told him you was Dominican. They would have put you right up.
Shit, they probably would have kept me though, man.
Right.
Man, they didn't want to hear that shit, man, because I was acting a fool, man. I was young and dumb, man, and didn't know how to act, man. So
it'd be like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you, man. You're a real pillar of the community, man. I see you out there feeding people, and you know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was out there during COVID when we was doing the rally at the
Safeway.
Yeah, on Alpha Henderson. And I seen you there, and man, you was handing people racks of me. And I was like, man, I rock with C. Davis.
Yeah, man, my guy, Derek Wheeler, man. I love that brother to death, man. And I owe him everything, man. That you talking about a pillar of the community.
Yeah.
That's one right there for real. But man, he invited me out and said, could I come out? He helped support it. Michelle Merriweather from the Seattle Urban League, she reached out to me and helped support it. And then I put up some of my own funds. And man, we fed over 800 people that day, man, out of our pockets.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. And I was one of them. I was tearing that meat up.
Yeah, right on, Swing.
I had to go vegan right after that, though, because it wouldn't settle right with me. But I tried it.
Yeah, well, we getting old, man. That meat is something different, boy.
You ain't lying.
Yes,
that's
sir.
A whole different podcast.
Man, come on.
So you got the Seattle Seahawks contract, right, over at Lumen Field?
Yeah, this year is a little different because the health department came in there and they're shutting down some spots. So I got to get a location in there re-permitted, and I'm letting the contract party that they hire out to handle that part. And
yes, sir.
I do get to feed the players and stuff like that. I do a lot of stuff, nonprofit stuff for owners and stuff like that as well too. So I'm still tied in with them pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It was funny. We was at a game. I didn't even realize you was in there. Yeah. We was at shout out to Sun Goddess Garden in the building. She said you got a dope business.
Oh, right on. So I said thank you.
So I was at a game and I went over there and everybody was like, man, there's some barbecue over there. Man, this black dude, man, he got it cracking. I was like, man, let me go see. And I went up there with you. I was like, how you get in here? Look, I couldn't get no work. I had to give up my little barbecue pit.
Yeah, I remember seeing. I told everybody I thought that was Rick Ross up in this motherfucker.
All right, Suge Nice. Hey man, yeah, that's dope, bro. I've been seeing you moving around, and I seen you go from the baby grill to the big, you know what I'm saying, locomotive, man. You ain't playing out here.
Man, you know, I'm so blessed, bro. I mean, I'm in shock myself
Come on.
to be able to sell. Who sells 2,000 pounds of meat in 3 hours? And you know, I get a lot of people that question
Talk
that.
that talk, George.
Yeah,
Talk that talk.
yeah, and I get a lot of people that question that, and then and I thought, should I respond or should I not? But when I go make them bank deposits, at the end of the day, it's no need to respond. You know?
You drop the mic.
Yeah, yeah. And then you see all the people standing in line. You talking about
Man, yeah, it
sometimes
was ridiculous. It was
2 or
ridiculous.
3 blocks long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it speaks for itself. I don't have nothing to prove, man. But I'm very proud of myself, and
I'm proud of you too, man.
Thank you, man. I'm excited to see where this thing takes me, man.
Yes, sir. And what people don't realize is it's hard work being a food vendor, like mobile, like, you know what I'm saying? Because on a lower scale, I was doing a hot dog cart and it was whooping my ass.
Yeah.
That tear down and set up, and I was by myself. I get somebody help me every once in a while, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, right. But I didn't have no real teams. I was doing everything, setting up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Prepping the meat, cooking the meat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't think it's no easy win.
But the thing about me, I'm different. I can't just throw a hot dog on there, right? It
Mm-hmm.
takes the amount of meat I cook. Sometimes it takes 2 days to cook all that meat, man.
Right.
Depending on what type of event. So I got to cook the meat, me and a couple of the guys. Then we got to go to the event, set up, serve, break down, and come home. I'm exhausted, bro. I mean, it wears you out. But the thing that keeps me going is my son, man, because I want to give him the life that I never had,
Say that. Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir. Likewise.
Yeah, it's mind over matter when it comes to him,
They be getting on me about my claps be too loud. Let me turn it down.
Oh no, you good.
I be getting excited. Yes, sir. That's dope, man. So so you grew up barbecuing?
No, shit, man. I grew up trying to survive, bro.
Yeah, and that was just part of
I
it.
was poor. Yeah, my great grandmother taught me how to cook, but I had a hell of a childhood, man. And
Yeah.
I to be honest with you, bro, I'm gonna keep it real. I seen my mom raped in front of me. I seen people get their head blown off. I seen my cousin get ran over by a train. I was homeless. We slept in a school building for a couple weeks. I had to go mow lawns. I had to push grocery carts. 7 years old, man, I had to learn how to survive. And I remember in my 6th grade year, I wore the same outfit to school for that whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And I washed them every day. I washed them so much until it got holes in them,
Mm-hmm.
And to keep it real, man, I remember when Payless first opened and I went there and stole my first pair of shoes. I ain't even gonna lie.
I knew I recognized you.
And look, I had the shoes in my hand, and that dude chased me down the damn street in the bushes, and I was barefooted, but I had the shoes in my hand. I couldn't even stop to put them on. But and I mean, it was hard times for me. So that's all I knew back then, And I had to fight. It was survival mode. I've always been in survival mode, even to this day. It's so embedded in my mind.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
always in survival mode.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's dope. So how do you feel about how do you feel about like helping with the community stuff? You feel like it's helping?
Bro, let me tell you something. That's where my heart's at, man.
Yeah.
It's like going through what I went through as a child and knowing what some of these people go through. Food is a conversation piece, right? Food is a way to the heart. Food is you break bread with family. You know what I mean? And the community is my family. So when I look at my struggles and I see all these other people out here that are struggling right now, when I pull up and I do these free feedings from time to time and playing my music on the smoker, having it bumping and people having a good time, they enjoying good food and the hugs, the love, the laughter, man, that I love that more than anything. Listen, I love the Seahawks. I love, I love the attention and stuff like that. But I can do without that, man. My heart is on my community, bro.
Come on.
That line. Somebody walked up to me the other day and said, "Man, do you know you're a public figure and I'm your biggest fan?" I said, "Man, you're not a fan. I said you're a supporter of what I do and you're my family."
Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, man, I feel you.
Hey, Swing. When you see me, I see so many people trying to impress people in these nice suits and stuff like that. Man,
Yes,
when you
sir.
see my ass, I'm always in dirty white shorts and a dirty t-shirt. Always.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Always.
sir.
I got
Hey,
nice things, don't get me wrong, but that stuff doesn't do nothing for me, man.
they said most of the people that dress up all the time be broke.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Hey,
Come on.
man.
Yeah.
And you know, cooking goes back to like generations. That's how we, at Big Mama house. That's why we used to bond
Yes.
and break bread. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Talk
Yeah.
about stuff, get fronted off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Tell your
absolutely.
truth. Like, right? That's where I was comfortable with growing up.
Yes, sir.
And I love a home cooked meal. Don't start playing. And our story is kind of opposite. Like, I started cooking because I was always on restriction. Well, I'd go in there and thaw something out. I was like 8, 9 years old trying to cook roast in the oven.
Oh, wow.
Like, this all right.
Trying to save your ass from getting an ass whooping. That's what you was doing.
For real. Trying to get off my sentence early.
Yeah, buddy.
So how you feel about, man, how you feel about up and coming like people, vendors trying to do their thing, man? You got any advice for them?
Man, it's not easy, man. But I will say this, because I see a lot of people out here trying to do it without no business license, no permits, no business plan, no direction, no anything. Yeah. So I've even had people start businesses based on the numbers that I do. And I had one guy that lives out in Tacoma. He went and bought a $60,000 trailer. It's not enclosed like mine, but he lost. But he did it because he saw me doing the things that I do, and getting the big contracts, and Seahawks and Microsoft and all these big Fortune 500 companies reaching out to me, and I book out a year in advance, but they don't understand the passion, the commitment, the time, how I grew my business, how I network, how I did everything, legally, getting all my permits, getting insurance, getting all the things that I need, and just starting out on a smaller basis and learning and learning and growing and meeting the right people. That takes time, man.
Right.
You can't go and spend $50,000-$60,000 on something big like that and expect to make it back right away. It's not gonna happen.
Exactly. You might be broke for a few years.
Yeah, man, trying to pay that damn trailer off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You ever thought about doing a C. Davis business class?
I've kind of done those from time to time, and maybe 4 or 5 people at a time, and sit down and talk to them, but nothing on a bigger scale, But I think that I wouldn't mind doing that. Actually, I think that'd be pretty fun, man.
Yeah, because in the defense, like, some people just don't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't business minded, but they be having ideas. Like, when I started a business, I went down there and with a briefcase full of empty papers. They was like, "Well, what you gonna do?" I was left stuffing to the papers. Well, I think I'm gonna sell T-shirts. Maybe fry some chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just didn't know. I didn't know about a business plan, or, you know what I'm saying, projecting what I'm gonna make in the next 5 years and all that.
Absolutely,
I didn't know nothing about that. I was just ready.
That stuff is important, man.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you when you dive in like that, you got to get your ass whipped before you figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But a lot of people start at a house, and I would suggest doing that, to learn the business as you grow,
There's just I got a partner out here. Well, I got a guy be sitting out here cooking chicken in Federal Way. I mean, not cooking chicken, but barbecuing. And he gave me some game, and he was like, "Man, first what you got to do, man, is get you a setup at your house, kind of like how you would want your trailer to look." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And start getting on it, just start cooking on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Understand the hot spots and the cold spots, and you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
How long like check your temperature. Like, you can't just throw it under there and look at it and flip it with your hand. And like, he was giving me game. Like, I swear I didn't even know how to do the wood till you showed me. Remember?
Yeah.
When I had mine, I was like, man, so I was in there setting the wood on fire like a fireplace. I didn't know you could smoke with just a piece of wood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you got to light the wood, though. You got to burn it and then keep it at a certain. That's what the air vents are for. But a lot of that stuff you can YouTube too.
Yeah. I didn't know that at all. I was in there. I was putting a bundle of. It was huge. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I was wondering why everything was burning up. You just put one piece of wood. Hold on. Sun Goddess said they keep it from the community. But if you search enough, talk and ask questions, you can figure it out. Oh, okay. But it's not easy. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I'm smoking mirrors. I'm faking till I make it.
Yeah, buddy.
Shout out to Sun Goddess on YouTube. Hey, we appreciate you. I don't know why my shit's so loud.
I don't. She said they keep it from the community.
Yeah, she
I
said.
don't think it's more so they keep it. You got to get out and go get it. If you want to start a business, don't depend on the community and don't depend
That's
on
true.
nobody else.
That's
You
true.
know, it's like sitting around and I see a lot of people complain that people don't help me with this and help me do that. There's things out there you can go do to apply for that grants. There's classes online you can take. There's YouTube. There's so
Mhm.
many things you can do to learn your trade and what you want to do and just apply it to everyday life or what you want to do, but you can make it happen. And I understand
Right.
what she's saying. There's not a lot of support in the community.
Right.
But if you want something bad enough, you're gonna get out and make it happen. I don't care who you are. You gotta want it bad enough.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Peter Urban. I see you, my guy. What up? I don't know how the hell my claps got so loud. Are they loud?
No, it sound normal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we appreciate you, man. And I listen. Since we was on the subject, you said something. You said you smoked the meat sometimes 2 days. So it was about 12 hours.
So give you an example. Like if I'm gonna do like the Bite of Seattle, so that's a 3-day event, right? So that
3
takes a
days.
week. So
Yep.
you want to smoke a lot of meat in advance, and then you want to freeze it, and then you want to just keep smoking. Then you got to chop it, then you got to break it down, then you got to pack it back on the smoke in order to be able to get ready to prep it to sell it. So you talk about hours and hours, and it depends on how many people. Like tomorrow, I got a 300-person event in Bellevue.
Mm-hmm.
That's the meat's smoking right now because I got my overnight guys over there now, so I can come back and do this podcast with you. But
Right.
they're
Appreciate you.
smoking it now. Yeah, absolutely. And that's about anywhere from 15 to 18 hours. Feeding 300 people, the amount of meat I'm smoking on that.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
process, man. It's not like throwing a burger on there or something and it's done in 10 minutes, or 5 minutes or however long it takes to cook a burger.
About 12 hours. So how long you cook that brisket?
The brisket, if you want a perfect brisket, you do it anywhere from 15 to 20 hours,
That's
depending
what
on
I
how much.
thought. 15 to 20.
Yeah, depending on how much meat you got on the smoker too.
So since we're on the subject, what's the secret to that sauce, boss?
Man, to be honest with you, Swing, I buy
When you about
pre-made.
to tell me the secret, I was just playing.
No, well, I'm just saying I buy pre-made and I add a few things to it, but I ain't gonna never tell you what I add in there.
What you add? You put your big light skin toe in it, don't you? I wonder how it tastes with a dark skin toe.
Crazy.
Yeah, but that barbecue good. And I ain't just saying that because you my partner. Like RC, I see you. RC sideways in the building. I did not turn it up that loud. Okay. RC in the building. I see you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's my guy, RC the Trackaholic. But yeah, that barbecue is good, man. And somebody told me to ask you about your side dishes.
So, man, what I do is that's very consuming, right? And so I can't do it myself. So what I do is I support other vendors and other Black-owned businesses by hiring them to do it, and they'll give me a reduced fee.
Say that.
And what I'll do is only upcharge it, $1 or something like that. But they're making money on, and I'm making a little bit of money. I just want to cover the taxes on it. But it helps them, but it also helps me in return as far as being able to cook that amount of meat and not stress out about the sides.
Yeah. So come on, this is enough money for everybody to eat. Sound like?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you follow me over the years, man, my thing is always trying to bring other vendors apart to be a part of what I'm doing, especially if it's a community event. And there's so many vendors I put on with the Seahawks. I remember 2 years ago, I put out a call, say, hey, if you're a Black-owned, food vendor or business, reach out to me. I might be able to get you in the stadium. And then people start reaching out. And look, you got some in there now.
Come on. I done seen a couple of them posts. Real talk.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's about 10 or 11 in there right now, but because I reached out to them. I put it out there and they reached back out to me,
Now, as far as I'm just learning about all these grants, right?
Yeah.
As far as the grant, is there a place where we can go to figure out what kind of grants is available?
So there's a lot of nonprofits. You can reach out to them, and they can give you a direct source to like business grants.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these nonprofits sometimes help out. It depends if you're located in King County or not.
Right,
But
right.
you want to find you a grant writer, first of all, a really good grant writer. That
Mm-hmm.
helps out a lot because some people just write, I need $5,000. And you're not gonna get no grant doing that.
Right.
You have to be community involved, and you want to somehow tie that into the grant of what you've done for the community, and and things like that. And then reach out to a lot of these nonprofits, and you want to start putting that in your record. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then once they start donating, the people can go online and see how much you've received from nonprofits, because you have to post that stuff, not post it, but you have to share it with the state of Washington, and they have a website you can go on to show what people have donated to each organization.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but there's ways to get in grants, and you can also reach out to other local businesses and stuff like that are doing good, and sometimes they have little small little grants and stuff to give out as well too.
Back to what you were saying about don't depend on a community to help you. The Vivid says success comes from willingness to grind and to find a
That's
way.
it.
Come on, say that
That's
to
it.
you, girl.
That's it. She hit it right on the head.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. So because I know a lot of people that could cook, right? And I know a lot of people that started off cooking at the crib and selling plates. You know what I'm saying? You got any game for them like that don't really know the way to like they don't know the first steps to like owning their own business. Like there's a lot of people like that really could cook.
Right. Well, the first thing I would say is always do your research, right? Find out what
Mm-hmm.
type of license you need, what type of catering license. But more importantly than anything, Swing, you have to have a good product, and you have to be consistent. And what a lot of times what happens is when they start to build their clientele, they try to cook more than what they can, and then their product becomes sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried a lot of local people that cook out of their house. The number one thing they don't do is season their damn food. And
Right.
I'm not the type of person to go back out on Facebook and call them, or social media and call
Right.
them out.
Right.
I don't never do that. I just don't go back and support them. There's been a lot
Right.
of times people post on social media, I got the best mac and cheese. Man, do you know I go and eat that shit? It ain't got no black pepper. It ain't got no seasoning in it. It ain't got
Right.
no eggs, no butter, no none of that stuff. It just tastes like somebody poured Kraft mac and cheese in that shit, man, and it's gross.
Now, now, ain't there like a thin line between like when you're making public food, like the seasoning and like, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? Like when people got allergies to food or something.
Yeah, so my thing is most of my sales go to people that like seasoned food. And you're gonna
Right.
have some people that can complain, right? But you
Right.
got to pick and choose your battles.
Yes, sir.
Your goal is to be successful. Your goal is to move that food. The majority of your customers like their food seasoned. So that's who I'm gonna keep cooking for. Those
Yeah.
people that have allergies and stuff are far and few between, and they just have
Right.
to find
Right.
what works for them.
Right.
It just like I don't do vegan food. And
Right.
there's sometimes people that come and stand in my line. Do you have anything vegan? Absolutely not, because I don't specialize in vegan.
Right. Right. I'll stay in my lane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, do you
Absolutely.
do you mainly cook pork or do you do beef too?
Man, I do beef, chicken, pork. I cook anything that can move.
Right. Come on.
Yes, sir.
That old school barbecue, dude.
Yeah, but my number one seller is beef, and
Yeah.
now that I'm doing beef ribs now, that trumps everything. That's my number one seller is beef ribs.
Really?
Absolutely,
What's the secret to
absolutely.
the beef ribs?
Man, it's that rub. It's
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 the rub.
timing, rub, and then you got to be consistent in spraying. I have a little liquid seasoning that I spray on it to keep it juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's done, you got to wrap it to break it down.
Yeah. I'm fucking with you.
Crazy
Um,
man.
you said the liquid rub?
Yeah, so I mix like a beer and some seasonings and stuff in there, and spray
Okay.
over the beef to keep it juicy and moist as you smoke it throughout the out the night.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I know some people that like boil their ribs before they cook it.
Yeah, I don't know them people. I don't fuck
Yeah,
with them kind
I done
Uh-uh.
see people do that. I was like, I don't know, that don't sound right.
Man, that's people trying to make dinner for their family in a hurry. I've seen it done, but I ain't doing it.
No, I've seen people selling it, boiling their ribs to try to
Oh
make it
wow,
tender. They'll
that's
boil it, then they'll
crazy.
cook it. Yeah.
And you don't need to do that. You know, they do it because it's probably a quicker process. But if you want real good, authentic barbecue, you got to do it the right way, and it takes time.
And you know what I seen a few times? Like sometimes when people making them beef ribs, they don't hit that skin on the back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta rip that off, man.
Yeah, that it's called a membrane. Yeah, you got to take that off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some people don't be taking off that membrane. They didn't do their research.
Yeah. No, you gotta take that off, man.
That's that white stuff that be in your teeth. Oh, man, I sure appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
So,
you got it,
oh
family.
wait, I ain't trying to cut you out. I need to know. Can you tell me some of the places you don't cook for?
Man, bro, I can't even remember half of the places I done cooked for, but just about every major Fortune 500 company, from
Yeah,
aerospace to technology to the Seahawks to I've done stuff for the Mariners, their organization, their admin, the Storm, just about every Fortune 500 company you can name in Seattle. I've done something for.
that's dope.
Yeah,
And
yes,
is that
sir.
pretty much word of mouth, or is that just you going in there with the game face on with the suit?
Bro, it's both, but mostly
Yeah.
word of mouth because if you're consistent and you got a good product, people gonna talk, right?
Yes, sir.
And then when they
Right.
have events come up, they're gonna be, oh, I had C. Davis. Won't you reach out to him?
Yes, sir.
You know, so it's I would say 70% word of mouth, and the other 30% is me going there knocking on doors and say, hey, I'm here. Here's my card. Let me know if you need me.
Facts. Is presentation important?
Absolutely. Well,
Yes,
first of
sir.
all, customer service is the number one priority for me.
Okay.
Um, and then number two is consistency, you know.
Yes,
And
sir.
number three is, man, is making people feel welcome, making them feel like family. You know, that's
Yeah.
important too.
Come on.
People gonna always, even if you have a bad product, people gonna remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
You know, and I know I'm not gonna mention no names, but I know some other people that do. A person that does barbecue that talks shit to his customers, and his line, you maybe see one person a day in his line. And
Right.
I don't, I'm not going to talk about nobody else, but you know, customer service and how you make people feel is important, man. And when
Yes, sir.
somebody trying to tell you something and teach you something, you don't have to be all cocky and arrogant like you know everything, because you
Right.
don't.
Right. Yeah.
You don't know everything. That's why I'm sitting up here trying to tell you, you know, sit your ass down
Come
and
on, man.
listen.
You could be in the
Yeah.
game 20, 30 years and still be a student.
Come on, man. Even I learned from people, bro.
Yes,
My
sir.
ass in my
Every day.
50s, and I still listen to people.
Every day I learn something, man. Even
Absolutely.
I got partners that's younger than me that's like I respect in a business sense because of the way they move, and I'll be like, dang. And at
Right.
first, I had ego in it, but I had to learn, man. Nah, you better listen. You blocking your blessings, not listening.
Right. Right.
You got to give it to you in plain sight, but you got to be willing. You got to be humble enough to hear it.
Yeah. You know, and another thing, Swing. Here's another thing, right? So this thing about keeping the business in our community, and we talk about
Mhm.
gentrification, right?
Yeah.
So you have all these white folks moving into the CD, pushing everybody out, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
don't understand why we don't get it. So if you have a black-owned business, why don't you go set up in a white neighborhood?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much more support and how much more successful you'll be if you got a good product? Just like they're
Yeah.
moving in our
Never thought
neighborhoods,
of it
you
like
go
that.
move in theirs.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, and
Come
people
on.
don't understand that concept. They always want to set up in the hood and stay in the hood, and that's fine, right? I get it, man. Support your neighborhood, but if you expand your business, go move in a white neighborhood, just like they moved in ours.
Right. And get them hooked
Absolutely.
off this queue for
Yeah,
real.
absolutely, man.
That's smart. That's
Yeah,
smart.
absolutely.
Well, hey man, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you was right here rocking with us,
Come on,
and I
man.
so appreciate you,
I
man.
had to come through for my guy, Rick
Man, I
Ross in the
appreciate
building.
you. Suge, nice. Hey man, I appreciate you. And I've been following you for a long time, man, and eating your barbecue, man. And I love good food.
I
Hey man,
appreciate
my
it,
hats
man.
off to you, man. Excuse the loud clap, but I got it right. I got it right.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, where you gonna be at? I see you posted something. Where you gonna be at next week? We can
Man,
pull up on you.
Man, I don't even know, to be honest. I got to look at my calendar. I know tomorrow I'm doing a catering job for a construction company in
Okay.
Bellevue, and I think
Maybe
on
that was an
Thursday.
old post. I think that was last Thursday when you was out somewhere.
Yeah, probably. I think I was in Renton and I was in
Yeah.
Puyallup this weekend too.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I do got some. Now it's the rainy season, so it's going to slow down a little bit too. So which is good because I need a break too, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, let me know. We might have a couple good weekends left this year.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have some good ones. Trust me.
Let me know, man. I'm gonna have to run it through my show in case my people hungry.
Yep, you got it, fam.
Hey, man, but I appreciate you, man. Real quick, man, could you drop us off with a quote?
Hey, man, just be true to yourself, man, and do the best you can, man. Don't try to impress people. Just live your life, man, one day at a time, and keep moving forward, man.
Yes, sir.
I got a collect call coming from Diddy right now.
Oh, hey. Hey. Well, thank you, man. I sure appreciate you, man. Can you tell us where to find you on social media?
C. Davis Texas Barbecue on Facebook. That's the only social media I got. I can't take on no more business, man. Cause
see, if I wouldn't have caught you this late, man, I would have had you come to the studio so I get some of that barbecue. I wasn't even thinking. Damn.
I'll get you on the next one, bro. I'll get some for sure.
All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my man C. Davis, y'all. We out, man. I appreciate you, man. Y'all check him out. C. Davis on Instagram. C. Davis Barbecue, y'all, on Instagram. And we out. All right, man. Thank you, bro.
All right, Swing. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
All right. Peace.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, man. You know what I'm saying? You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here fucking with us. Hey. Shout out to Sun Goddess Garden Kendra. I didn't even know that was you. My bad. So you said Uncle RC. You didn't say Uncle Me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I raised you, nigga. Anyway, y'all, thank you, man. Oh, I got something I want to play. It's oldie but goodie. Oldie but goodie right out the town. I think this came out in 2010, I believe. Was it 2010? But I'm going to play it. And I think she's still on the line. Yeah. My homegirls from Gumbo Mix, man. Check out this song. This was my favorite song back then, and I just want to play it for y'all. Okay? This is called Get Fit. Let's go.
Work it, daddy. Let's get fit. Work it, daddy. Let's get fit. Let's get fit. Let's get fit. Let's get fit. Work it, daddy. Let's get fit. Work it, daddy. Let's get fit. 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 My expectations are high cause you talk a good game. I know that I'm the truth. Let me see if you're the same. Talk nasty in my ear. Pull my hair against the grain. On the floor again, loose while you press against my frame. Ain't no need to explain. We're both here for the same. I'ma leave your line, so you know I can't be team. But pull up on the reins and conduct it like a train. Work it out from the daddy. Ain't no pain, no game. I got that venom inside of my denim. That come hither, that makes you wither when I'm in them. I keep it wetter than a sprinkler system. Make you drown like a tsunami victim. It's real deep, so I hope you can swim. Oh, sex got me sweating, no warm-up. Stretch my walls, cause strokes getting longer. Bending me over, now strokes getting stronger. Pick it up, daddy, the warm-up's over. Time for conditioning, and I hope you listen, cause it's your mission to keep my pussy glistening. Keep me screaming.
Man, y'all make sure y'all go to YouTube and like, subscribe, and share. Get on the YouTube, y'all. I need more subscribers. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I see y'all next Sunday, y'all, 8:30 p.m. on a Sunday evening. Let's go.
Work it, daddy. Let's get fit. Work it, daddy. Let's get fit. Let's get fit. Let's get fit. Let's get fit.
Mood Swing the podcast. You know it's popping like a loud blast. Mood Swing the podcast. You know it's popping like a loud blast. Yeah. Who's ranking radio? We be on this and that, talking about this and that. Waking up just to get to a bag. We live in Seattle. Y'all know where we'll be at. I'm trying to change the color of your mood ring. This a mood swing. This a mood thing. Y'all know how we do things. Mood Swing the podcast. And we pop like a loud blast.